herzlich willkommen zu Game Plus Daily. Heute am Donnerstag, den 3. November, Folge 97 von Game Plus Daily. Es ist mir eine ganz besondere Ehre. Ich darf zum ersten Mal heute hier die Sendung hosten und das auch noch in einer Folge, in der wir zwei sehr coole Themen am Start haben. Ihr könnt wie immer mit dabei sein. Hashtag ist Game Plus Daily. Schickt auch eure Fragen zu den Spielen gerne unter diesem Hashtag ein. Ich bin mir nämlich ganz sicher, gerade bei dem ersten Spiel, was wir haben, das erscheint erst in ein paar Tagen. Da habt ihr vielleicht noch die ein oder andere Frage zu. Wir können gleich mal rüberschalten zum Tisch Rot. Da sitzen nämlich heute zwei Gäste, die uns das erste Spiel des Tages zeigen werden.
Absolut richtig. Wir werden heute ein ganz besonderes Spiel spielen, und zwar Dishonored 2 für den PC, das, glaube ich, noch nicht draußen ist. Wir haben es hier Deutschland exklusiv vorab, vor Release. Und ich werde das nicht alleine machen, sondern an meiner Seite ist der gute Dinga Bakaba. Der ist Lead-Designer bei Arcane. Aber bevor ich zu viele Worte über ihn verliere, wird er sich einfach selbst vorstellen. Dinga, please, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Dinga. I'm the lead designer on Dishonored 2, and I was also a systems designer on Dishonored 1, and I'm really happy to be here.
Awesome. What are you going to show us?
So today we are going to look at a level called the Royal Conservatory. It's basically the 5th mission in the game, so somewhere in the middle of the game. And we are going to eliminate a powerful witch that works for your arch enemy in the game, Delilah. So this witch is called Brianna, so we are going to have to eliminate her and do a few other things in this area of Karnaca that's called the Syria Gardens.
Okay, we are seeing here two protagonists, Corvo and Emily, and we can decide which one we want to play. Is it right?
Exactly. So in the game, when you start the game, you play as Emily for like a few minutes, and then something happens, and you have the choice between the two protagonists, and each of them come with their own arsenal of supernatural powers. So they have like distinct powers, and and that's one of the main novelty of Dishonored, because Emily has all new powers, whereas Corvo has get his powers from Dishonored 1 improved with new upgrades, etc.
Perfect. That's the perfect opportunity to give the audience the opportunity to decide which one we want to play.
Yes, exactly. So we could do a vote, if that's fine with you.
Totally.
Yeah.
It's totally fine. Ihr habt's gehört. Ihr könnt entscheiden, was für einen Protagonisten wir spielen sollen. Entweder Emily oder Corvo. Es gibt ja zwei Hauptprotagonisten in Dishonored 2 und dementsprechend ist das eine relativ gute Möglichkeit, um euch die Möglichkeit wiederum zu geben, was für einen Charakter wir spielen. Ihr seht's unter Ausrufezeichen GPD Corvo oder Ausrufezeichen GPD Emily. Einfach in den Chat rein und dementsprechend dann auswählen, was wir dann dementsprechend spielen.
One thing that I should say though is that the very first playthrough we are going to do will be a stealth playthrough, and the second one will be a more like action, violent playthrough. So you're basically voting for which character you want to see in that stealth playthrough, and then we will use the other one in the violent playthrough.
Okay, unabhängig von den Protagonisten werden wir erstmal mit einem Stealth-Gameplay anfangen. Also wir werden nicht komplett Riot gehen und einen nach den anderen ummorden, sondern eher schleichend voranschreiten und das dann uns für die zweite Hälfte von Dishonored 2 dann uns sparen. Bis dahin habt ihr aber nach wie vor die Möglichkeit, fleißig im Chat zu voten, und dann können wir auswählen, was für einen Charakter wir spielen.
So, jetzt übernehme ich noch mal kurz, während Dennis gerade hier mit seiner Riesenpizza vom Social Eating im Game Plus Daily Studio einläuft. Noch ein kleiner Hinweis, am Ende der Sendung gibt es natürlich das Finale dieser Woche des Arcade Beefs, was ja sehr emotional geführt wurde. Im Moment führt noch der gute Wirt, der heute wieder in der Regie Platz genommen hat und dem ich natürlich sehr beglückwünsche zu seiner fantastischen Leistung, die ihr gestern gezeigt habt. Heute wird Ilias noch die Chance haben, ihn zu schlagen. Wir sind sehr gespannt, wer am Ende als Sieger hervorgehen wird aus dem Arcade Beef. Ansonsten an Tisch Blau natürlich auch noch, da wollen wir die Begrüßung nicht vergessen. Dennis, bist du ready?
Ja, normal, ich bin immer ready. Ist nur kurz, ich weiß nicht wohin, die hat einen Durchmesser, der hier quasi nicht vorgesehen ist, Dinge dieser Größe zu stapeln. Vielen Dank, Fabian, und auch Gratulation an Wirt, der dich gebettelt hat gestern, Und ich weiß nicht, wie kraftig das kostet, dem Wirt zu gratulieren. Schaut ins Gesicht von Fabian.
Ich bin da nicht so emotional. Dennis ist derjenige, der hier immer voller Hass in dieses Arcade-Beef reingeht.
Ja, ist es so?
Ich bin da immer völlig entspannt.
Du bist schon ganz blau am Hals, Fabian. Siehst du das?
Was, blau?
Du bist so ganz blau.
Ja, das Licht
das staut sich schon richtig.
Das stimmt.
Blut,
Halsschlagader platzt, glaube ich, heute noch. Dennis, jetzt denken natürlich alle Leute, weil wir ja schon ein großes Thema haben. In der Regel haben wir dann ja auch immer ein nicht so großes bei Game Plus Daily. Das ist aber heute gar nicht der Fall. Du hast nämlich auch ein Spiel am Start, was morgen rauskommt. Auf das, glaube ich, auch der ein oder andere wartet. Was gibt's denn bei dir später?
Ja, wir spielen Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. Und das Ganze kommt morgen raus. Und ihr kennt Call of Duty. Da muss man eigentlich nicht viel erzählen. Ihr seht es hier bei mir schon. Und da habe ich ein bisschen in die Kampagne reingezockt, um euch so ein bisschen zu zeigen, worum es da geht. Multiplayer machen wir morgen Abend. Und Fabian, sag mal, soll ich schon ein bisschen was zeigen oder willst du wieder zurück das
Ich glaube, wir
Wort?
gehen erstmal zurück, gucken gleich mal auf das Voting am Tisch Rot. Ich würde sagen, ich gebe jetzt einmal ab an den Ilias. Ihr beginnt mit Dishonored 2. Wir machen das heute so, dass wir die ganze erste Hälfte der Sendung diese Playthroughs von Dishonored machen. In der zweiten Hälfte gibt es eine ganze Menge Kampagnenkram aus Call of Duty mit Dennis. Jetzt gebe ich einmal ab und ihr könnt ja mal gucken, wie das Vote so läuft. Und jetzt zu Tisch Rot.
Fantastisch. Bevor wir uns den Vote anschauen, muss ich noch mal kurz sagen, dass es natürlich in der zweiten Hälfte auch wieder Mobile Plus gibt. Da werden wir uns 2 Apps aus dem Google Play Store ansehen, die ich mir in den letzten Tagen noch mal ein klein wenig angeguckt habe und die ich ganz spannend finde. Und dementsprechend gibt es das noch mal in der zweiten Hälfte. Jetzt können wir uns den Vote mal ansehen, wenn die liebe Regie denn so weit ist, was für einen Charakter wir denn letzten Endes jetzt bei Dishonored 2 spielen. Und wir sehen 72%, 72% for Emily. Okay, das werden wir natürlich machen. And you can see it for yourself. 72% for Emily.
That's perfect. That would be my first choice too.
And she's the new character.
Exactly.
Will be the total the perfect opportunity for that.
Yeah, basically, I think gamers who played the first Dishonored remember Emily as a little girl. She was like 15 years old. In the first game, and she got abducted after the assassination of her mother, Jessamine. And I think it was an important character, because she basically personified the reactions of the world to your actions. If you were like very violent, she would basically take you as an example, maybe.
Okay.
And she would have like bad dreams and draw pretty wicked drawings. Whereas if you were like non-violent or at least low violence, she would be a bit less deranged. And because of that, I think it's a character that stuck with the players. And we are very happy now to see her as an empress, as a very capable fighter. Pretty
So
glad
the
to show
community
that
did a
today.
great choice.
Yeah, I think so. And honestly, I like both characters to play both playstyles. That's something we really wanted to do in Dishonored. It's not like one character is better for stealth and the other for combat. Like there is no tank and rogue archetypes. But I really like the new tool set of Emily, and I think I will be able to show a few things. So
Perfect.
just a little, as you know, housekeeping. Of course, this is not the final game. This is a beta version that we brought today. So there will be a bit of bugs, etc. So forgive us for that. And the other thing is that we are, as I said, in the middle of the game, but the power set that we have now is much more powerful than what the players will be able to get at that stage, just in order to show various things to you guys.
Okay, perfect. So please go ahead. Er hat es eben gerade schon erwähnt. Es ist noch keine finale Version. Dementsprechend kann der ein oder andere Bug auftreten. Das soll Ihnen verziehen sein. Das, wie gesagt, ist noch nicht draußen, von daher ist das noch keine fertige Version und dementsprechend kann sowas durchaus mal vorkommen. Außerdem werden wir in der Mitte des Spiels starten, wo wir relativ starke Fähigkeiten bekommen oder haben und die wir im normalen Spiel nicht haben. Das ist allein aus Demonstrationszwecken, dass wir jetzt schon relativ krass ausgestattet sind, um mal ein bisschen zu zeigen, was im Spiel alles möglich ist. Alright.
Okay, so right now we started on the boat that we call the Dreadful Whale. It's actually where Emily or Corvo will come to rest between missions. You might remember the Houndspeed pub in Dishonored 1, and it's replaced by this old smuggling boat that is the boat captain is called Megan Foster, and she will be the one taking us to the Syria Gardens. So as you might know, the game takes place in the southern city of Karnaca.
I don't want to bring the dreadful whale any closer than we have to.
It's a place that is on the southernmost edge of the empire.
Close to the conservatory. That's as
it's
far as I can
inspired
take
by
Ready to go?
cities like Cuba and also a little bit of Italy, and it has like this kind of Mediterranean post-colonial feel to it. So it's a completely new town. So the game starts in Dunwall, it ends in Dunwall, but you spend most of your time in this new city of Karnaca, discovering the big players there, the different factions, and.
Okay, we changed the setting. We have now two main protagonists we can play. Can you give us a quick overview about the story in general? Dishonored 2 takes place about 15 years after the first one, am I right?
Yes. Yes, and Emily is now the Empress of the Empire of the Isles. And at the very beginning of the game, something happened, and an otherworldly usurper that's called Delilah takes the throne. I won't explain and go into spoilers territory, of course, but that's our main antagonist, along with the Duke of Serkonos, that helped her to organize this coup. And basically now we are in Karnaca, and we are going after the allies of the Duke, one after the other, trying to also unravel part of the mystery surrounding why Delilah came back. So players might remember Delilah as the main antagonist of the DLC for Dishonored 1. That was called the Brigmore Witches, and she basically, and so players might wonder why she's still there, why they probably eliminated her in the last, in the DLC. Well, that's something that is part of the mystery of Delilah's return. And
export to protect the trees.
I can't keep track of all the decrees.
so Karnaca is not, while Dunwall was a city that was dead from the plague, Karnaca is a city that is crumbling under the governance of the Duke of Serkonos, but it's not dead. As you can see, there are more people in the street. It's a city that is in decay, but it's not a dying city.
Okay.
So you will see more neutral areas with civilians, etc. But I'm still a wanted person, so guards like this one will not, will not greet me politely. So I just eliminate this one. Sorry. Yeah. Don't fall. Okay. Very good.
And again, for you guys, if you have any questions, please go ahead and type them in the chat or over our Hashtag Game Plus Daily. Wenn ihr irgendwelche Fragen habt zum Spiel Dishonored 2 oder direkt an die lieben Entwickler, dann könnt ihr sie natürlich über unseren Chat oder über den Hashtag Game Plus Daily stellen. Ich werde hier die ganze Zeit immer mein Auge drauf haben und die entsprechenden Fragen dann einfach weiterleiten.
So I just used the power that's called farblich. It's Emily's version of Blink. It has more like a physical aspect to it. You really propel yourself toward the environment. It's not a teleport per se. And it has like other uses, like pulling people to you, pulling objects to you, as you will see. So the passage, you can see now that the passage to the Royal Conservatory is blocked by a wall of light. And I'm going to make too much noise. I'm going to very quickly observe that the wall of light is actually connected to a windmill. So this is a particularity of Karnaca. Even though whale oil is still the major source of energy in the Empire of the Isle, this precise city has a configuration where there is a big mountain that is over the city that has a kind of rift going through it, and violent winds are channeled through that rift, and the people in Karnaca have learned to harness the power of the wind, and I'm going to try and deactivate this windmill. So we did say stealth first, right?
Yeah.
I'll do my best. Oh, that will not end well. Ah. Okay, so the first thing, an important thing about Dishonored is that
Who are you? What's that?
whenever you're detected, it's not the end, it's not game over. You have a number of tools that allow you to set the situation right. And I just use the power that's called Mesmerize, that not only will fascinate the characters that you've seen, but also will make them lose their short-term memory when it's done. So they are basically just wondering what happened.
Not today.
So this is a power that uses a lot of mana, as you can see, and it's been upgraded to affect more people. But when it starts, it can only affect 2 people, and it gets upgraded from there. So the wall of light is deactivated, and as you can see, it makes the guard suspicious. I'm really sorry, but it's hard to talk and play at the same time. So I think I will eliminate those guys. if you excuse me. I will try not to kill them though. So it will be hard. I will use a power that's called Domino, that allows me to link them together. Well, that's not exactly what I aim to do, but works for me. So I will just use the fact that they are mesmerized to domino them together and knock them out as one.
So that's a new power, right?
Exactly. Basically all those powers are new. Corvo has none of those powers, as you will see in a moment. And okay, it didn't went well, but at least the job is done.
Cool.
Where am I? Let's do a little bit of exploration while we're here, though. As you can see, I have a second objective to learn about my main enemy in this mission. That's called Brianna. There is a major figure in Karnaca that's called Liamburn that is following her because he's an overseer, and he basically chases any kind of magic and heresy like that. And so he basically suspects her of doing many things, and we are now in Liamburn's apartment, and we can listen to this audiograph here to get a little bit more information. But that allows me to show a little bit the interiors. As you can see, like all the furnitures have a very different feel than the furnitures in Dunwall. We really did our best to make sure that both cities would feel very different, and that goes through things like even the beds, the lampposts, the desk. Everything is themed around Karnaca.
What do you think are the biggest differences between these two cities now?
Well, first of all, let's make sure that he doesn't wake up.
One thing I noticed is the maps are more vertical.
Indeed. Karnaca has more flat roofs. It's a Mediterranean setting, so there are more flat roofs, and so you find more gameplay at the top of the buildings than you did in Dishonored 1. I think the sound is in mono, that's why...
But equally important are our sisters from the oracular order. To be direct.
And you're getting mission clues.
Exactly. So if I open my journal, this is a novelty in the UI, by the way. that you can get some clues about, like when you hear an important conversation or you find a piece of clue, etc. It will be logged in your journal.
Saying anything along those lines will get me accused of heresy by my rivals within the Abbey. Is it possible?
And basically, this whole
So Vice Overseer Byrne thinks Ashworth is interfering with the oracular order. If true, it's another reason she has to be eliminated.
So for the people that are deep in the lore, the oracular order is the I would say female branch of the overseers and of the Abbey of the Everyman, and they provide visions to the Abbey and guidance. And it seems like Brianna is looking for a way to interfere with their visions, to manipulate them. And actually, it's a clue that can bring the player to the non-lethal resolution of this mission, which I won't do, I think, but.
Someone is asking over Twitter, is it possible to play the game with different playstyles? So we have stealth, we have action. Is there anything else with our new powers?
So I would say that it's basically shades of grey. You could play with a lot of mobility, for instance. It's a complete fail. Sorry, you had to die. That's what I get from talking and playing at the same time.
No problem.
What did I say?
If there are any playstyles.
So basically, it's not like we lock you in one of those playstyles. We give you a number of tools and environments that are very multi-purpose, and we let you figure out your way through. So it's not like stealth, or stealth is a playstyle in itself. As you've seen, I've eliminated people like non-lethally. Lethally, I'm avoiding them when I can. When I get detected, I fight back. So it's really a game that can be played in an how do you call that? Improvisational way. If you get my meaning, you can really adapt to the situation rather than be locked in a play style because you upgraded this or that power and not this one. So, for instance. To eliminate these two. I'm really sorry. I have a lot of problems to play today. I'm usually pretty good at this game.
What was that?
Let her go.
Anyway, so for instance, here I changed a few moves.
No use running.
As you can see, contrary to Blink, they can actually follow my movement if I'm not fast enough.
Okay.
Blink makes you completely disappear. Far Reach doesn't. Let's try something.
Can you give us a quick overview about the
different tools that we have?
Yeah.
So the powers, you mean? So Shadow Walk allows me to become less visible and also to assassinate people in one attack. So it's basically your cloak mode. Doppelganger allows me to summon a clone of myself. That's when it's not upgraded, it just escapes and attracts the attention. When it's upgraded, it can fight. Far Reach, you've seen, allows me to both traverse the environment and also that didn't end well again, but she died. And pull characters to myself.
Okay.
Wait! This is way! You aren't going anywhere! She can't escape! Surround it! Come on, let's finish this! Collect this bounty!
Okay, that was smart.
Yeah, so here my stun mines are upgraded so that they both shoot several times and that they can. It has basically what we call the chain lightning upgrade, which means that if two characters are close one to another, they will be affected by the stun mine. So as you can see, despite my very messy playstyle right now, I'm mostly able to dispatch the characters non-lethally, even in combat, and that's something that is new in the game. You don't have to resort to lethal force when you're detected or when you're detected by your enemies or otherwise busted. You can, even in combat, dispatch them non-lethally, like I don't know, like Batman or something like that.
So we have a few questions.
Sure.
Dante is asking, are there better rewards if you finish levels without killing NPCs?
So not per se. What it does is that it will put the game either in high or low chaos. Basically, each character in the world has what we call it's a subtle system, by the way, that some players will not mess with at all. But they have a certain morality that you can have clues on by using this tool that's called the heart. So it allows me both to find the collectibles that allows me to upgrade myself, and if I aim it at a character.
The meals are meant for the prisoners, but he eats half of them himself.
So it will give me one clue about their morality. So here in this case, that guy is, well, he's not a nice guy. He eats the meals of prisoners, but he's not, which is basically the majority of the people in this world, sadly. They are not good guys, I would say. But there is a minority of really innocent people,
Okay.
and another minority of very, what we call very guilty people.
Okay.
And basically, according to their morality, he deserves to die. Well, I mean, come on, give that meal to the prisoners. That was awful. Depending on how guilty they are, they will affect the chaos rating of the world differently. And basically, what the chaos level does is that it both changes the map slightly. Like some situations have more like darker undertones. Actually, I can probably show you one of the differences.
Of course.
Right now, if you allow me. So I think it's on this roof. No, it's on the next roof.
Until we get there, Thomas Kramer is asking a very interesting question.
Yeah.
Will there be some kind of multiplayer?
No.
So no
It's a
multiplayer at all. The focus is completely on single player.
Exactly. It's a single player game through and through. And really sorry. I'm having a lot of trouble today.
No questions, no complaints. Karnaka needed miners, and he produced them out of thin air. That's the Sukoni spirit.
Yeah, actually that scene is already over. But there is a little scene here that plays between two characters. In this version, they just split up at the end, and like she's still alive. And if I come back later as Corvo in a more high chaos world, the scene is completely different.
Okay, I hate to interrupt you, but we have to go to the commercial break now.
Sure.
Ihr habt's gesehen, das war die erste Runde Dishonored 2. Vielen Dank für die ganzen Fragen über Twitter. Ich werde versuchen, das noch einzustreuen. Bis dahin gibt es aber dann gleich nochmal Dishonored 2, dann noch Call of Duty Infinite Warfare mit Dennis und dann später nochmal Mobile Plus und eventuell noch ein episches Beef mit dem Arcade-Automaten. In dem Sinne, vielen Dank und bis gleich.